Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Q Nostalgia here. And it's been a while since I've talked about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. It's been about 7 months. Yeah, March 19th. So I've been on a loop for a while. I haven't played in just as long as when I did this video. Probably longer than that, actually. I probably took video from a couple of months before. But yeah, it's they've secured funding. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. But I just wanted to check in on the review score over here on Steam. It's at 59%. I think it's holding at about where it was 7 months ago. And if you look at the reviews, they're kind of mixed, right? Obviously, like it told you. Duh. Don't buy this game. The developers are intentionally trying to make the game as unfriendly as possible. The difficulty has no redeeming value. All right, well, this is somebody... You just don't like old school MMOs. That's a bad one to pick from. I'll go with this one. Developers have lost their way. That's all there is to it. Massive decline of players over time because they focus on what they want to, not what the players want. While the game had solid potential, they chose instead to alienate their player base in what I can only describe as an intentional manner with some of the worst customer interaction I've ever seen in gaming. It could have been great. Instead, it's just bad and dying off incredibly quickly. Just to interject real quickly, I was editing the video and I noticed there's 507 people playing on Steam right now. That's not bad. Monsters Memories is having their playtest right now. And bear in mind, there's a lot of people that are playing on their client as well, not just on Steam. So this is up from about 300 where I saw it dip down at its lowest. Actually about 200, some 250, 270, somewhere in there. So yeah, it seems like it's rallying a little bit after this news and after Joppa came back to streaming. So that's good. Incredibly deservedly so. Don't waste your money on this. It's going to die in development. Honestly, from what I saw, it's like the bully guild of any MMO server. There's always that one, right? Decided to develop a game for themselves and their friends alone. Anyone who is not in that inner circle will be left out. And yeah, he goes on to quote George Carlin. So yeah, it's looking a little rough. But they did secure funding. We're going to be reading this. Let's take a look. Great news to share this morning. Visionary Realms has secured additional multi-million-dollar funding to supercharge development of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. The funding will be used to bring on more artists, programmers, designers, and reinforce project management. What this means for Pantheon, a more robust launch sooner. Our timeline will be reduced significantly with the new team members, and we will be able to not only deliver 1.0 launch sooner, but more complete. Keep an eye here for the updated roadmap coming in a few weeks, which will detail what's coming next. All right, I'm going to have to be sure to cover that immediately. I'm a little late to this news. It's a couple days old, actually. So, yeah, they've got some money coming in. I know there's people that are going to be rolling their eyes over that because they've been funded over and over again. This is a game, like, I'm going to speak to you guys like maybe this is your first time through here because, you know, there might be a couple people still left in the world who haven't figured out what's going on with Pantheon yet. But it's been about 10 years of development, and they've had some bad luck, and mostly Brad McQuaid passing away, who was like the entire reason for Visionary Realms existing in the first place. He was the visionary, and if you don't know, he's a pioneer in the industry. He basically created EverQuest with other developers. But yeah, it's a shame that things are going the way they are now. I'm hoping they can turn it around. But in terms of confidence from the players, there's not a whole heck of a lot of it because there have been a few bridges burned. There's just been a lot of controversy. You know, first they changed the graphics. It pissed everybody off. Then they tried to come out with this thing, 247, I think it was called, where it was going to be like a PvP mode so they could secure more funding. They ditched that because there was a massive amount of blowback. And then we had a guild that was supposedly getting hooked up by the devs, and it created all this bad faith within the player base. We've had Savanya, I think is her name, Savanja, and she was one of the devs who just kept running her mouth and pissing people off. I actually asked Joppa because he came back and started streaming again. I asked him, did you guys get rid of her? And this was his response.
Sorry, I don't want to neglect any of our YouTube friends. Good to see you, Slovaks. EQOA Nostalgia, good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. Savanya did transfer to a focus on testing, which is absolutely huge. It is a huge need that we had. So she was very willing and able to do that, which was awesome.
Which I respect that. Joppa's a really nice guy. I know there's people that trash talk him, and it is what it is. But personally, I like him. I think he's a nice guy, and I think he's trying to be genuine with people. I don't look at Joppa and see somebody who's just trying to run away with everybody's money. I think this is somebody who genuinely cares about what he's doing, and you know, there's people asking him, "What are you guys gonna do when Monsters and Memories comes out?" And you know, what are you gonna do when the Adrullan Online Adventures comes out? Because these are two old school style MMOs that, you know, Monsters and Memories is coming the first quarter of next year to early access, and it's definitely going to be competition. And his response was classy. It was a class act.
Chief, good to see you. Game feeling dead today with Eminem playtest foreshadowing? Nah, guys, yeah, I hope Eminem does fantastically. You're just not going to convince me that there's not enough room in the genre for multiple games to be successful. There's no direct threat to Eminem from Pantheon. I do not believe there's a direct threat to Pantheon from Eminem. It is really, really important as creators that we applaud and support the success of other games in this genre, period. So there's just not any other take on it that I'm going to give. You know, at the end of the day, and I know Sean feels the same way, at the end of the day, make a good game, make the best game that you can, and then let the players enjoy that. Let them enjoy it. Let them have multiple games that they enjoy playing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. So it's it doesn't feel like a foreshadowing to me any more than if roles were reversed and Pantheon had just become available to play a little bit more. You'd probably see more people jumping on to try it out, even if they didn't like it as much as Eminem, and vice versa. I mean, it's just different games. They really are different games. And I think I even said last stream that I think Eminem gets too much flack for being too EQ-like. I think they're doing some really cool things. I think they're taking it in some different directions that give it a nice, fresh feel. I think it's great.
So yeah, you can see he's trying to be really chill about it. You know, I don't want to sugarcoat it. There's definitely competition from those games, but in an ideal world, it would be nice if everybody could have a piece of that pie, and there wouldn't be any bad blood or anything like that. I don't think there is, but yeah, it's definitely competition. It's something that I think they need to be worried about. But yeah, they've got more money coming in. Hopefully they can use this to get it across the finish line. I've heard from people, like I said, I haven't played it in a while. I've heard from people who said a lot of the updates that they're dropping are just weird. Like they're changing things that people don't think needs to be changed. They're like making changes to the wizard, and some people hate it. And there's just, it seems like their focus isn't where the community wants their focus to be. For example, they're talking about mounts, and I don't think mounts are a good idea. There was another content creator talking about that. He said he didn't think that the mounts were a very good idea because there's not enough traversal in the game right now. The area is not that big, and they really need to expand. They need to get zones into this game. They need to focus on content. Content is king, and they've got to get out the door with more than what they have now. There's just, I got bored with it after I think about, I don't know how many hours, 60, 70 hours, something like that. I took my shaman up to like level 25 or something. And after a while, you ran out of spells and stuff. A lot of the classes don't have, they're not finished yet. It's in early access, but it's been such a long time coming. People are just getting pissed. This game came out of nowhere. At least for me. Wow, you haven't been paying attention. Definitely didn't come out of nowhere, but yeah, it probably slid under a lot of radars. Wow, no-ish, that's great. but let's not piss off a new round of investors. The ones here on Steam are already unhappy with the state of things enough. Regardless, I still want this game to succeed. The core of it is a great game. It just needs to not suck so immensely. Right. I mean, I agree with this. I think the bones are solid, but there needs to be more there. The zone design needs to be a little bit more interesting. And yeah, there needs to be more zones. Really nice, but please don't rush it to appease these new investors. Take your time and deliver an awesome and finished game. They've definitely taken their time. I'll believe it when I see it. This is what, the 5th time? Yeah, I don't know how many times it's been they've gotten investment, but it's quite a bit. They've gotten a lot of money. And I can tell you right now, in the comments section of this video, there's likely going to be people saying that it's just money being burnt up. And because there's not a lot of faith in it. And, you know, I hate to say this, I think there's a good reason for people feeling that way. It's not like it's unwarranted. I want to see the game succeed, and I've said this repeatedly. If Pantheon succeeds, it's one more MMORPG for the fans to play. So it's win-win. They win and we win. I'm not on team, these guys suck, I hope they fail. I've never really been there. I've been angry with them for things in the past. Some of their members doing things that were kind of shady. I'm not going to dig that up again. If you guys know, you know. But yeah, I'm looking forward, and hopefully they can get this thing off the ground properly and get some stuff going on here. And because, man, it's been rough. It's been really rough. It's been out for, I don't know, when did it launch on early access? Let's take a look real quick. December. So they're coming up, man, on 1 year already. That is insane. For some reason in my mind, even though I just showed you guys a video that I made 7 months ago, it only feels like it's about 6 months old, like half a year. It's almost a full year already. Perhaps I should have waited to make this video. Or that, or I've got an excuse to make another one. I can cover the roadmap at that time. But yeah, man, you know, it's one of those games. I think there's a lot of good things going on here. And I know I'm repeating myself, but it's true. There's a lot of stuff I like. I don't like the fact that the druid form is like purple. Can somebody correct me? And Joppa, if you're watching this, can you please put like a normal version, like a gray or a brown wolf or something in there? I don't want to be like a purple SJW wolf, man. All right? It's just weird. It's just weird. It doesn't feel natural. When I think of druid, I think of like natural colors, like brown, green, you know what I mean? Not like purple or blue. Not that blue isn't natural, but you know what I'm talking about. All right. I just, when I play a druid, I want it to feel like a normal druid. I don't want it to look weird, like something from, I don't know, Care Bears or some shit. I don't know. I don't need it to match like these trees. But yeah, at this point, I want to kick it over to you guys. Please leave a comment. It helps with the algorithm. I love to read your comments. I read every single one of them. I try to respond to everybody. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If it's your first time through here, please subscribe. Click that notification bell. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.
Nostalgia. It's delicate.